Alright guys, Blood Boy here to play some more Ratchet and Clank 3 up your arsenal. Go and get the sewer crystals. Oh, it's gonna be a boring episode. It's gonna be so boring. Can you see? Can you already see? I'm already bored. Anyway, so why'd I have a break for 2 months? Uni, that's why. It wasn't my fault this time, it was actually... I actually had things to do. The last 2 weeks you could probably get mad at me for, but everything before that, no. I had exams, I had assessments up the arse. The last 2 weeks of uni, I think I had... What did I have to do? I had 2 tutorial presentations, 10 minutes each, so 20 minutes total. Including PowerPoints, and a Word document with all the points I had to make on it. 2 essays. One 2,500 word essay, one 2,000 word essay. One of them was a research essay. And they get lots of historical sources and things. And then the last week I had 2 take-home exams, which were 2 essays each, 1,500 words each. So one exam was made up of 2 1,500 word essays, so one exam was 3,000 words. I had 2 of those, making 6,000 words during a week. 4 days, technically, because the first 3 days I had to spend during doing one of the tutorial presentations, as well as other things. So I had to write 1,500 words a day for 4 days, and that included reading sources, finding sources, thinking of what the argument was going to be, and writing it out in full. So that was kinda bullshit. Just kinda. And then after that I had an exam to do and I had some other things to do. As well as some catch up to do. There were some things I had to hand in a bit late. And now it's done! And I only have to wait another 2, not even 1.5 weeks and I'll be back at uni again. Do I even want to go back? I don't even know. It sucks, like, because the holidays you just totally lose all of your momentum. You just crash, and then you have to get fucking back into it. Unless you're one of the 10% of people who actually, you know, exercises regularly and reads things on a regular basis. Who doesn't suck at life in general. So, that's, I just don't want to. I want to stay here and sit here and just do nothing for the rest of time. And it's stupid because those 2 weeks at the end of the semester felt like a fucking month, and the month since then has felt like 2 weeks. If not less than that. Been sitting here doing nothing. Just relaxing. Alright, so first things first, the next LP is most definitely going to be Ratchet Deadlocked at this point. There's no argument, there's no debate, that's what it's going to be. The reason it wasn't going to be Ratchet Deadlock was because it was glitchy. To the point where I couldn't actually do the playthrough I wanted to do. For those who haven't played Ratchet Deadlocked, basically there are 5 difficulty settings, 1 star through to 5 star, and you unlock 5 star difficulty by beating the game once, by beating the boss at least once. And once you've unlocked it, on the PS2 version at least, once you've unlocked it, and you have a game save on your memory card where you've beaten the boss, you can go to new game on the main menu and start a new game from the very beginning in 5 star if you want to. It's intended for challenge mode, because when you beat the boss and you say, yes, I want to go into challenge mode, you pick a save slot for your challenge mode game save, and then when it loads that game save up immediately afterwards, you're presented with the difficulty select screen. And 5 star is highlighted, so they kind of wanted to tell you, you know, you can pick 5 star now, it's really hard. And they intended it for challenge mode because you unlock it when you unlock challenge mode. On the PS3 version, I beat the boss and went to the new game menu and could not pick 5 star difficulty for some reason, and I could not work out why. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why can't I pick it? I can pick it in the PS2 version, why can't I pick it in the PS3 version? And the playthrough I wanted to do for this LP was doing it from 5 star difficulty from the very beginning, because that makes the game significantly harder than 4 star. Like, it might not sound like much, but it is actually challenging. Like, the first 3 RMC games aren't too challenging for me, not to brag, but I've played them that many times. You know, it's fairly straightforward. But 5-star difficulty in Ratchet Deadlocked is actually not too easy. It's doable. I've done it multiple times before on the PS2, but it's not as easy as the first 3 games. So I wanted to do that, as well as a few other challenges, which I could do anyway on the PS3 version without incident. But because I couldn't pick 5-star with a new game, I'm like, well, that means I have to do the PS2 version. And I didn't want to do the PS2 version because I couldn't record it in progressive scan, because the PAL version of Ratchet Deadlocked doesn't have progressive scan, which makes the video quality lower. And I wanted to, because the PS3 version is so glitchy, it lags and there's all these bugs in it, I wanted to fucking just take the piss out of it and go, look at all these fucking bugs. But because the PAL version runs at 50 Hertz, because I have the PAL version because I live in the PAL region, and because the HD version runs at 60 Hertz, because all HD games run at 60 Hertz pretty much, combining 50 Hertz footage with 60 Hertz footage, or 50 FPS footage with 60 FPS footage, doesn't look crash hot. You have to resample. You either have to resample one batch of footage, making it look blurry, or you have to disable resampling and have one bit of footage look all jumpy and shitty. It's hard to explain without going into how video works, but basically you either have to make it look blurry or jumpy, and the frames will not play evenly. Because if you divide a 25 frame per second video into a 60 frame per second project, that will not divide evenly. So you have to blend the frames together, which is resampling, or you just have to put the frames wherever they fit. And some frames will last for 2 frames, and others will only last for 1 frame, so it'll kind of look all jittery. That's what happens when you disable resampling. So it just looks crappy either way. And you might think, oh, we'll just play the NTSC version. That runs at 60 Hertz, right? Well, yeah, but I'd need an American PS2 to do that, and an American copy of the game, or disc swapping stuff. I can't afford any of that stuff, and my capture card will not record progressive scan in standard definition for some reason from the PS2. It just won't do it. If you use component cables to try and record 480p or 576p, it just doesn't work. On my capture card. Just my capture card. It would of course be just my capture card, but that doesn't work. So it was just issue after issue after issue. But now that the PS3 version works properly, well, as properly as it can, being the PS3 version, I'll record that, just that, and won't touch the PS2 version at all. And it'll be all good. You also might notice that I sound different. This microphone does not sound the same as my previous one. That's because my old headset died. I've been Skyping with a few people, and they've kind of noticed that it makes this weird buzzing sound every now and then. I don't believe it's been featured in any of the videos, but even I've noticed kind of distortion in the audio. My headset is like 10 years old. Probably more than that at this point. I don't even know how old it is. I'm just guessing it's 10 years old. I will put a picture of it on screen to show you how old it is, because it's old. It's cheap and old. It's lasted me. It's worked pretty well given how old it is and how cheap it was. But it's on its way out. And someone was kind enough to lend me a new headset. Well, compared to my old headset, it's new. That person knows who they are. I appreciate it. They should be watching right now. They aren't, and they've been bugging me for no reason. So yeah, and basically what I'm planning to do is when I get a new headset, that's when I'll start the new LP, and I'll have this one done by the time I have to give this headset back to the person who lent it to me, which is about a week from, 1.5 weeks, when uni goes back, basically. So, yeah. Because yeah, you don't, I put, I started recording myself and just saw the wavelength. I didn't even have to listen to the sound. I just heard the wavelength, and it was just this huge, it was just loud for no reason. It was just consistently loud. And I'm like, I don't talk that loud, that consistently. What the hell is going on? So, yeah, I have to get a new headset. And I have no money because I'm unemployed. It's fantastic. and my laptop broke, everything I have is either already broken or is in the process of breaking. I had to restart my fucking computer like 3 times. Probably more than that just to get the updates installed for Windows Update. Everything's going spectacularly well on the technological front. I'm just waiting for the fucking video editing program to crash. Oh dear. You'll also notice that the footage is sped up to 2 times speed. Again, this is not entertaining. I do not see the point in playing this at normal speed. It is rather boring if you watch it at normal speed. So yeah, next LP will be Ratchet Deadlocked on the PS3 in HD. As for other games, I have good news. The internet in my area, excuse me, I had the sniffles. Yeah. The internet in my area is being upgraded. I've actually seen them like putting the new infrastructure in the ground. So hopefully soon I'll be able to stream properly without connection issues and stuff, and I'll be able to stream in 720p, and it'll be fantastic. So once I get the ability to stream, that's basically going to be how I play other games. There's heaps of other games I'd like to play. I'd like to play Mario Kart 8, online Splatoon. I'd love to stream some Splatoon. That'd be awesome. Splatoon is fantastic, by the way. If you have a Wii U and you don't have Splatoon, something's wrong with you. It's fucking great. It's weird to see a unique twist on a genre that's been so plagued by kind of repetitiveness and stale kind of gameplay elements. Because while it is a team-based shooter, it's nothing like the other ones, given the kind of the shift away from killing other players, or in this case, splatting other players, and more on covering ground. Like, ending the lives of other people is still a thing, but it's not the focus. And it's a welcome change. So even though I had to kind of save a bit of money and scrounge to get it, it was worth it, very much worth it. So if you have a Wii U, most certainly get it. But yeah, there are heaps of games I'd like to stream. Even GTA 5, once I get my new computer, once I can afford that in 5 years time or whatever. Stream some of that, stream some mods for it. There's a really cool Riot mod. They've already made a Riot mod. I love Riot mode. I loved it in GTA 4 when they had that, I forget what it was called. I totally forget what it was called. But it was fantastic, whatever the mod was called. Oh, I have to look. I want to look it up, but I can't because I'm recording stuff. I'll go on my phone and see. And there's probably heaps of other mods for it at this point. What other games would I like to stream? I'm trying to think. Some Smash, maybe, if it would not be top tier gameplay, but we could stream some Smash. You never know. But yeah, basically I'm not sure when, I can't give you a date, but at the same time, when the internet is finally upgraded in my area and I can actually upgrade to the new plan, I should have about 10 times the upload speed that I do now, anywhere from 5 to 10 times the upload speed, so I shouldn't have a problem streaming in HD and streaming without it disconnecting every fucking 2 seconds, because anyone who's watched my streams will know that's a thing that happens. Even though I stream in 360p at half a megabit per second, it still happens. It still happens, which is very annoying. Ambient Wars, that's what it's called. Ambient Wars for GTA 4, fantastic mod. Something else I would like to record if my computer could actually record GTA 4 without lagging out. Can't even play GTA 4 without lagging out. So yeah. Got heaps of Steam games as well, like Battle Block Theater, Castle Crashes, Monaco, Max Payne. You can stream all kinds of things, just fucking mix it up. So what else has been happening? Oh yes. the other thing I was going to talk about, because I had planned things to talk about. So in the last episode, I mentioned I've seen some girl in class and asking her out and saying yes, and her saying yes. That's going quite well. It's still a thing. Hooray. Not going to go into detail, both A, so I don't brag, and B, because it's none of your fucking business, but I will tell the more kind of intricate version of how all this unfolded, because it's fucking stupid. Like, we've both gone over this story a few times, we cannot get over how fucking stupid it is. And how it's stupid in an excellent way, but it's still stupid, right? So I'll try to do my best to explain this without kind of violating her privacy, because I don't want to do that. So, I see this girl in class, right? And I see her drinking Mountain Dew. And I'm like, Mountain Dew is associated with games. I think. I think it is. It might be. Obviously, just because she drinks Mountain Dew doesn't mean she likes games. But maybe it does. I don't know. So I thought, in the next class, I'll wear one of my gaming shirts and sit near her so she sees the shirt and knows that I like games. It probably won't work. It probably won't work. But maybe it will work. There's no point, there's no harm in not trying it. If I do try it and she doesn't notice or doesn't care, then you know, it's whatever. No harm done. But maybe it'll work. It's like a fucking, 5% chance this will work. You never know. So, in the next class, I went and I wore a shirt with Zelda on it. Young Link from Wind Waker. Even though I'm not a huge Zelda fan, it's the most recognizable kind of gaming shirt that I have. The most obvious one. So I wore it. Didn't sit next to her in the lecture, and I was freaking out because some other guy sat next to her and was talking to her. I'm like, no, no, done goofed. But in the tutorial, which was right after that, I sat across from her at the same table, so she did see the shirt. So when and that's the other thing. In that class, the roll came around. And I got her name, because there weren't very many names on the roll, so I could easily figure out what her name was. So I got her name, and I put it into Facebook, and went to her likes, and there was all this gaming stuff. And I'm like, holy shit, are you serious? Are you serious? What? There's no way! There's all these gaming things. As well as where she worked. I'm not going to say where she worked, but where she worked was there. She worked in retail. I can't really say any more than that. And so I went to where she worked, and she happened to be working there. And she was selling games. That is the thing that she was doing. That's where she was. She was in the part of the store where they sold games. I am freaking out at this point. That is where she is in the store. Selling games. This is beyond the fucking... This is ridiculous. How the fuck? So, at this point, uni was kind of like on a short break, kind of a couple of weeks, until classes went back. So I had a while to kind of plan this out. And I went to her work a few times. I was like, maybe I could talk to her at work, but she was never there again. She was never there again. Never had a shift there again when I went there. She didn't get fired or anything, it's just incidentally the times when I went there, she was not there. Which was fucking annoying. So, I decided, okay, we'll talk to her when I go back to uni. I'll talk to her when I go back to uni, when classes resume. Went to the lecture, didn't sit near her. Because she got there after I did and sat somewhere else. Went to the tutorial, waited outside the room, she was standing like a meter away from me, there was no one between us. Didn't talk to her because I was a fucking pussy. Spent that entire tutorial resenting what I had done because I couldn't talk to her now. Then when class finished, she left, and I kind of trailed behind her. I'm like, you gotta talk to her now, you have to do this, you have to do this. And she pulled out, like, we kind of walked like in the same direction for like 30 seconds. And I'm walking alongside her, next to her. Going, talk to her, but it's scary, but no, but talk to her, but no, it's gotta do it, but it's scary, freaking the fuck out. And she goes into her pocket and pulls out like earphones. I'm like, no, this ends now. And I turned around to her and said, hey, do you work at store name? And it's like, yeah, I do. And she's like, yeah, do you like games? Because I saw you in the game section. She's like, yeah, I do. And then we started talking, and the rest is basically just us talking to each other about games. It gets more ridiculous when I found out later that when she saw me in that shirt, she noticed that shirt. She noticed the shirt. And each week in the lecture, or before the lecture, she would wait outside with her 3DS and would play it, hoping I would notice. But I never saw her because I waited for the lecture in a different part of the hall or I couldn't fucking see her. Oh my god. So basically this entire relationship started because she was drinking Mountain Dew. And I just deduced from there what would happen. Oh, it's just silly. It is utterly fucking silly. But yeah, the first date was splendid. Everything since then has gone amazingly well. It's fucking insane. But yeah, if I had not made that correlation between Mountain Dew and gaming, we would not be a thing. Like, this would not have happened. And she even said she was gonna. She might have dropped that class. I may never have seen her if she'd done that. It's just this fucking series of coincidences that led up to this. It's fucking stupid and hilarious. So the relationship has basically fallen together at this point. It's just so silly. I don't think of what else to say because I got like fucking a whole minute left. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. There's a thing coming up at my uni called Game Fest, basically like a LAN convention, gaming convention kind of thing, where people can bring their consoles, and I'm hoping to take down my computer and use my phone as kind of a microphone and record just some gameplay footage. I recorded some gameplay footage at the first one in 2013, but because there was no commentary over it, we couldn't hear what the players were saying. It wasn't very interesting. So I'm hoping I can get some footage, maybe some rounds of Smash and Mario Kart 8, some pictures. I'm hoping they run a Mario Kart tournament because I won last year and I want to fucking win again. It's the only thing in life that I'm good at. That's another thing. We discussed Mario Kart, this girl and I, on our first date, and she thought she was pretty good at Mario Kart. She was like pretty confident in her skills. I ruined that for her. Totally ruined it. We're about even in Smash though, about even. She's like, yeah, I'm really good at Mario Kart. No, I'm really good at Mario Kart. And I was right. So, next episode will be the last episode. Boss fight. I've been Mudge Boy, and I'll catch you guys later.